Stu has a great line about AI, and there's a lot of AI hate, right? People are going to take the jobs. It's being used for bad things, which right is not wrong, but I don't think it's the whole picture. But Stu has a great line. It's you need to know AI to be able to hate AI, right? And it's a very fair point. Like you can't hate something you don't know, right? As a general principle, but with AI specifically, to just generalize it, right? To be this monster in the room. To your point, it's here to stay, right? And there's a lot of good that's going to come from it. Right now, any person with access to the internet can access years and years of data that was historically right hidden behind textbook paywalls or ability to access certain things, and now anyone can access information. So I love that point by Stewie, which is you have to understand it to hate it.
I think that it's a little bit paraphrasing, Spider-Man, but it's great power comes with great responsibility. So it's a great one. It's not mine, of course, not ours, but it is true that it is a great power. And now having at the tip of your fingers the whole Wikipedia and the whole knowledge, like you said, for anything that's been virtually or numeric, that something that you have digitalized and you can have access to it. I mean, it's deep, right? It's deeper than dark web or anything that you can think. It could be for another podcast, right? But it's a lot of information, so you need to be very careful about how, on the near future, if I'm not saying even today, we are using AI and how we're going to use it responsible. And I totally agree with you. If you don't know what you're facing, what you're doing, you have a major problem there.
Yeah, and I think I'm being more from America and the West. I think I have a more loose opinion about regulation. I'm more in favor of acceleration and just continue to push things forward. But to the point of founders, it's important to at least be trained, to at least know what you're working with, to at least know the pros of doing things a certain way and the cons of doing things a certain way. So while I'm less in favor of regulation for AI, I'm very much in favor of learning how to use it, how you can use it, how you can apply it to various situations, because there are times where AI is not the best solve for what you're trying to work on, and you still need to be able to think critically about certain things that it's just not there yet. So yeah.
But it's a help, right? I mean, if you are trained, it's a tool that if you are trained how to understand how things work, then potentially then you can make it happen. So you can do things, you can do sketches, you can do many things with AI. In terms of music, you were discussing about CGSB. I myself have been teaching for 27 years, and I love the way that you can build up things, you can create things, you can innovate, and it doesn't mean that we are going to be killing, groups or bands or no, but it can really help to innovate. It can really help to understand how we can potentially build new things that later on, why not, we can apply the human side of it. But we should not deny that part, that actually, as you said, if you don't learn about it, if you don't know about it, most probably you will fear it, and most probably you will be left behind very soon.
At Full Send, we talk a lot about iteration cycles, and one of the greatest things is our time to iterate has shrunk massively. It used to be you work in 2 week sprints, and now I think 2 week sprints is somewhat even of a and that's funny because we still have teams working like this, but 2 week sprints is even an old positioning now, because the time to get things out and the time it takes to get things tested has shrunk massively. It's actually harder. It's never been harder to be a product manager right now, because the work to get the requirements set and to do all the discovery work and make sure we're building the right thing is so short. Developers, things that used to take them 2 weeks to do can be done in 3 to 4 days now, because there are these tools to move things forward. And the best way to learn is to iterate your way, right? To assume that you have the right answer when you start on a problem is extremely naive. I don't think that we've ever built the thing that we started out to build at the beginning of a project. There's always small pivots, small nuances, decisions you need to make to get to the right thing for the right problem that you're solving. And decreasing the iteration time is one of the best ways to do that. And there are certainly a lot of advancements in technology that have enabled that.
Could you tell me then in a few words, who are you? Very shortly.
Yeah, I'm a classically trained product manager. I worked at a large tech firm, Accenture, for many years. Moved out to Los Angeles, met these two guys surfing. We surfed together, I don't know, almost every morning during the very beginning of the pandemic. And one day asked me to join Folsom. They were freelance developing. One was an iOS developer, Sawyer. Dick was an Android developer. They were working on some clients. They were starting to bring some people together to make it happen. And a handful of months after they started that, I joined them as the only non-technical person that worked at the company. We've been doing it for 5 years now. We've worked with some unbelievable companies. We call ourselves a software studio because we do everything from again, the design work, the upfront discovery and the requirements, through the execution and the delivery of all the cycles. Right? Again, no project really looks the same. Sometimes we work in sprints. Often we work in more of a Kanban, just at very get the thing done, ship it, test it, get it out into the wild as quickly as possible. And then, there's a lot of analytics work and kind of go to market strategy that we can help out with. So we really are an end to end software studio.